What is going on, Raider Nation? I'm your host, Cliff Orton, and welcome to the Raider Fan Podcast. We are 3 days away from the 2024 NFL Draft. I'm getting excited. I know you all are getting excited. What are the Raiders going to do? Are they going to get a quarterback? Are they going to move up? A lot of people don't really know. A lot of speculation going on right now. But what I enjoyed listening to was the general manager Tom Telesco. He hit it hit the nail right on the head when he said the players that are coming in, majority are not for right now. They're for the future of the Raiders. So that kind of gave me a little hint that he may not be going for a quarterback. Look at the quarterback room right now. We have AOC, Aiden O'Connell, who finished last year amazingly. Remember, he was a rookie last year. He was the second best rookie quarterback out of last year's draft. How do you want to beat that? You got to get the best quarterback out of a draft. And we're not getting the number one, the number two, or the number three. We're not getting that top-notch quarterback. It's going to go, 1, 2, and 3, and possibly even 7 or 8, depending on who has other needs, and depending if another team, jumps in. I already know, we all know that Minnesota Vikings are probably going to be jumping in and trying to get a quarterback by letting Kirk Cousins go to another team. So that's going to be interesting in itself. But let's take a look at who's going to get a quarterback. Well, we know the Chicago Bears are going to. We know the Washington's going to. We know the Patriots are going to go and get one. That leaves Arizona and the Chargers. The Chargers are probably going to go after a wide receiver. So Arizona, I won't be surprised if Minnesota tries to come in and jump on that and get a quarterback that they're going to need. I don't think the Giants, I know the Tennessee's not going to go after a quarterback. The Falcons have Kirk Cousins. They don't really need a quarterback unless they draft one for, down the road. So that could be a big question mark. And then you got the Bears again. And, they already grabbed the quarterback, so they're probably going to, get another need or trade that pick. And then you have the New York Jets. They just traded Zach Wilson. Don't be surprised if they draft a quarterback to back up Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is getting a little up there in age, so they may need to bring in a quarterback now for the future. So that's another thing to look at. And, if the Vikings don't trade with Arizona, they're sitting right there. They want to have a quarterback. Denver just got Zach Williams. They do have Stidham, but they did release Russell Wilson. So I don't know if they get a rookie quarterback. That's going to be a big question mark. And there you are with the Raiders at the 13th pick. So that's going to be a little tricky. What are the Raiders going to do? I personally, I'm telling you, I'm still sticking with offensive tackle or the best defensive back. I can really see the Raiders going out and doing that because of the fact that you have a young quarterback now. If you look at the Raiders quarterback situation, you have AOC. He's a second-year quarterback, knows the system, played very well last year. The team surrounded him, built around him. They really took him in and helped and protected him, and he learned a lot last year. And then we bring in Gardner Minshew, who I think he's a pretty good quarterback. What he did at Philadelphia was pretty outstanding. And what Jacksonville and then Indianapolis, it really didn't pan out, but that's a pretty good backup quarterback without spending a lot of money. And then we have Anthony Brown. I really don't know much about him. I know he's from the Ravens. So there's your quarterback room. Bringing in a rookie doesn't really make sense because if you're looking for a quarterback 3-4 years down the road, that's AOC. That's my point of view. Unless you're not sold on AOC, if the team's not set, it's not settling with AOC, they want to go to a different direction, then you'll go and pick one. And I think that hurts the locker room because he finished very well last year. He's the second best, quarterback out of last year's draft. I can't say that enough. A lot of people don't understand how important that is because the only one that beat him was CJ Stroud. He was the number one quarterback. So you have to get the only way you get better is you get that number one quarterback, and we're not getting that in this draft. So I won't be surprised if like I said, the Raiders go a different route. But let's take a look at this Raiders offense right now. They do have a lot of weapons. Let's get into it. Look at these weapons that the Raiders have right now. The number one receiver, Davante Adams. And you could put him anywhere on the field, and he's going to produce. Jacoby Myers, I think he could be a number one on most teams in the NFL, and we have him paired up with Davante Adams. I really like Trey Tucker. He was a rookie last year. Speed demon. He's got some wheels on him. Catches the ball, runs good routes. That's another weapon. That could be the three best receiver core in the NFL. Then you look at some of our tight ends. I like Michael Mayer. I think he did an outstanding job last year. He's only going to get better. And then we got Harrison Bryant, which, again, a very good tight end, whether you go two tight end package or you go, three or four receiver wide. So it depends on what they're going to be using, but that's a pretty good core. Zamir Williams White did a very good job after Josh Jacobs really didn't perform too well. He's now gone. He did a good job last year, so he now has that starting role. And let's see if he takes that opportunity to a whole different level. We did end up signing Alexander, I think it's Mattison, who I don't know too much about him, but he seems, when he came from Baltimore, seemed like that running back that gives you that extra boost. So there's that 1-2 combination. And then take a look at the offensive line. We got, Colton Miller comes back. I think he's a fan favorite. He did really good at tackle. I like Brandon Parker. I know he needs a little bit more in him, a little bit more juice, but I do like what he brings to the table. Re-signing Andre James as the center, I think is a really good, is a big deal. But a big signing is from what we do with Chicago Bears, signing Cody Whitehead to the offensive line. So it got better, it got stronger. I mean, Cody's 6'3", 310 pounds. He's been in the league for 8 years. So he brings a dominant presence and he brings experience. So the offense looks very well. Do you go get a rookie quarterback? That again, we revert right back to that. And of course, with the draft coming in 3 days, that's going to be on everybody's mind. So I again, leave your comments. Tell me what you think the Raiders are going to do with the 13th pick. I really think they're going to get a offensive tackle or a defensive back. It really fits the needs of what the Raiders want to do. We're not rebuilding. We're just reloading. So, I mean, we're looking what we did with the offensive line. We're bringing some guys in where we're looking to make that offensive lineup bigger, stronger, and faster to help with any quarterback that's out there on the field for the Raiders. And the split end core, the tight end core, the running backs can all be put into one. Bringing in a rookie, it's really tough. I've never seen a rookie quarterback take a team into the playoffs, except for last year. Last year was an exception, but rookie quarterbacks that come in really don't perform until a few years down the road. The Raiders are built to do something right now. Offensively, we have it, and let's get into the defensive side. I think this defense looks a lot better. It's going to look totally different than last year with the two signings, which I think are unbelievable signings. One of the best free agent signings is Kristen Wilkins as a defensive tackle and bringing back Adam Butler. Them two guys in the middle, whether they play the 0, the 1, the 2, the 3, it don't matter. They're going to be forces to deal with. And then you have Max Crosby on one side, and then you have Malcolm Kuntz on the other side. really came on strong as a defensive end. So you get them 4 guys coming at you, and we don't have to blitz, and they give you consistent pressure. The defense is looking better than it did last year, and I liked what I saw last year in them. The linebacker core, who doesn't like Robert Spillane? I think he's going to be a very a good linebacker, a better linebacker. He was just really controlling the middle of the field last year. Probably need another guy or so to help him out. But he really sets the tone along with Max Crosby. And then you look at the secondary. I mean, bringing in Jack Jones was probably another good splash last year. He did very well as a defensive backs. I like Epps. He brings experience. He brings the heat. He knows how to tackle. I like Hobbs and Robinson too, but there's that one element that was still missing. I know Bennett was a rookie last year, but I like to see an explosive guy, another Jack Jones, really, to be honest with you, to really solidify that side of the field. But I believe whatever we have in that secondary, because of the 2 signings of what the Raiders did to the defensive tackles, that it's only going to help out the linebackers and it's going to help out the secondary. So I'm excited what's going on with the Raiders. I liked what they did in free agencies. I like who they re-signed. Josh Jacobs, it's tough to see him go, but he did held out, and I think that hurt him. A lot of, players have to do what they have to do, what's best for them. I get it. I'm not saying it was right or saying it was wrong, but because of that, I wonder, did it affect his playing? And I hope he didn't, but it seemed like he did. So, but we moved on from that, and now we have a different running back. So we'll see what happens. Again, the draft is in 3 days. I'm excited. I plan on doing something. Maybe, I don't know if I'll do a podcast or come on here. Follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be doing a lot of stuff on Twitter. The Twitter feed is Raider Fan Pod. Couldn't get the Raider Fan Podcast. So follow me on Twitter, especially during the draft. I'll be posting a lot of stuff, and then at some point I'll probably get on here and talk about the draft a little bit. So we'll see. Episode 4 is done. I hope you like the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming in every week or every time that I do post something up. Share it, like it, and let's continue this journey. Raiders, baby.